President Trump's tariff policies are again on pause for Canada and Mexico, but a 10% tariff is now in place on imports from China.
And some in the pharmaceutical industry worry that it eventually might affect pricing and supply for some medical drugs here. Channel 2's Ron Plants has that story tonight.
While we wait for full details of the Trump 10% tariff on imports from China, which the administration says are aimed at fentanyl production in that country, NBC and the CNBC business networks both report that some drug trade groups are raising the prospect of higher cost for patients and impact on generic drug manufacturers. The networks report that the U.S. does depend on other countries, including China, for elements of so-called generic drugs, the cheaper versions of brand medication produced by other companies after original pharmaceutical patents expire. CNBC reports China is a large supplier of active pharmaceutical ingredients called APIs. These are the primary elements used by manufacturers which produce the desired effect of the medication. The network also stating some generic drugs are completely made overseas. The generic medicine trade group, known as the Association for Accessible Medicines, states through its president that the global supply chain is critical, stressed, and in need of strengthening, so tariffs, in their view, could increase existing drug shortage problems. The association also says President Trump, in his first term, did not impose any specific tariffs on generic or what are called biosimilar manufacturing, and they urge the administration to follow past practice and work with them for better policies and reforms. We got to say, no local pharmacist or local universities with pharmacy schools would comment for our story, or some didn't respond, period. CNBC also says China makes many medical devices and even PPE, the protective surgical gowns and gloves we heard about so much during COVID. However, the American Medical Manufacturers Association does support tariffs on China, saying it's better overall for the U.S. supply chain and national security. On your side, Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.